Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Thank you for joining me today. Before we get started with the project, housekeeping notes. All the product I'm using and all the dimensions will be listed below. There's a link to my online store if you wish to purchase any of these products. There is a link to our Facebook group. We'd love to have you join that. There's my email address if you have any questions. And finally, remember to like, share, and subscribe and help me grow in YouTube world. Today we're going to be playing with Extraordinary Flora. Now I know some people have seen this in the catalog, some may have not. And I was going to bring the catalog out. There it is. And I didn't turn to the right page, but we'll hopefully find it quickly. There it was. It's on 84 and 85. We have this bundle, which is the stamp and a couple sentiments and one large die, and I'm going to show you all that in just a second. Then there's the washi tape that you can die cut, which is really cool. I'm a scrapbooker, and I've never really been a big fan of washi tape, but I thought, this is cool. I can cut out flowers and do different things with it, and I thought, okay, we're going to give this a try. I'm sold. It's really cool. And I've tried several different things. I'm going to tell you what I did experiment with. And then we're going to make a card. So the bundle comes with, like I said, one very large stamp and then 3 sentiments and some little dash lines here. So this one says for an extraordinary couple, which I think is beautiful for an anniversary or for a wedding. Congratulations and with love. So you could have a lot of fun with those. And there is a die, that die, which cuts all of these out, but also cuts out the washi tape, which we're going to be doing today. We're not using any of the sentiments in this set today. We're going to be using another stamp set that's in the annual catalog. It's called The Right Words, which has some really beautiful sentiments, things you don't normally see. And today we're going to be using Thinking of You and A Lot. But there's happy birthday, sending good vibes, forever loved, forever remembered. I mean, it's just really nice stuff. So, and it's red rubber. And let's see what else we're going to do. We're going to do some die cutting and some embossing. So, let's play with the washi tape first. Oh, what are we making? Okay. Well, I used a little of the washi tape on the front of my card. And this is the card we're making. Now, this card, if you can tell from there, this is on window sheet. So I laid out my washi tape the same way I'm going to show you on white paper, but I laid this out on washi tape, or on the washi tape on window sheet, cut it out, and use the flowers that way. Today we're going to use white paper. Now, if you're pretty you can see where the dimensionals are. If you have a white background, no problem, you won't see the dimensionals because the white paper will obscure them. But since I'm using colored paper, it's not really the best way to use it. So if you're going to have a white background, window sheet, and you get a much muted, the color's not as brilliant as it is on white paper. And so I'm going to show you what the difference is on that. And then this is the inside of the card. We use some more of those little pieces. But this is all on window sheet. And you do the exact same way for paper. So we're going to do paper today. If you hear some scratching, little noise, I've dropped a large piece of paper on the floor and Smokey is playing with it. But she's not causing too much problem, so we're going to leave her alone. So what you need is we're going to need some white cardstock. And you need a piece that is, I did different sizes, trying to figure out what size. I figure 4x6 is a really good size to work with. Now, the washi tape comes like this. Is one I have not opened yet. It's got plastic on both sides and it's all sealed up. When you go to open this, just take your time. It takes you a while to get it started. I mean, you're going to have to do a little, I can see where it is right here. But you're going to have to do a little, with your nail. and be gentle. And you may lose a couple to begin with, but don't go jabbing anything in through it because it's not thick. It is washi tape. And this is this. Now, before I peel this off, I want to show you something. This is, you can see all my scribbling at the top. I was trying to figure out, I couldn't find a list of what colors were in here. So I've been sitting here as I do different colors, comparing to see what goes with this. So when you roll this off, you can see it starts off, this one started off the purple, and then you go into these pinky colors here. And then you go back into the purpley pinky and blues. And then you go back to this one, and then back to this. So you're going back and forth. So it's not the same thing. And you can mix and match together if you want. But I've been just pulling out colors to, see what went through. This one has Petunia Pop, Pretty Peacock, Daffodil. This one has Melon Mambo, Strawberry Slush. I mean, if you can read my abbreviation of how I call things, I don't spell the whole things out usually. It's like pool is pool party. I mean, bubbles, bubble bath. But anyhow, I made that little sheet for myself. So when you pull this off, when you put it away, tuck it down, but don't tuck the end all the way or you're back to trying to peel it up. Leave it open a little bit and put it in a place that's safe from cat hair and dog hair. But anyways, you're going to peel this up. Try not to touch it, and just take a little piece at a time. Oh, I should have brought 2 pieces because I didn't come prepared to do this. We're going to do this twice. You see where we're at right there? We're getting into the next color. So I'm going to set this down. This is why I went with a wider and longer piece than I need. And you want to try to... I'm doing a very bad job. Try to set it down and smooth it out as you go. Because you can't move it. Once it's down, it's down. And then take your snips. And what I do is I'm just going in here and cutting off. It's not exactly straight. Right there. And so that's the pinky colors. Now I want the purple, so we have to do this one more time. And I didn't bring out an extra piece of paper. I don't know why I didn't. So just one moment here. This is longer than we need, but it will serve the purpose. I brought out to do with the Petunia Pop color. So we're going to do this one more time. I'll try to do this a little neater. So I'm going to set this down. Try to put it across here as straight as you can. And just sort of pull and slide. So I'm back to where the pink is. Hold that up so you can see where the pink is in there. That way you don't waste. I've got a little buckle here. I'm just not going to worry about that much. I'm just going to give it a little rub. That little buckle will not hurt anything. See? And then I'm going to set this back up in my safe spot so the cats can't get to it. Excuse me. I can see it falling on the floor. Let me just whack this little piece off here. Don't worry, that other one will get used. So, anyhow, now we need to die cut it. You are going to need your large die cutting machine. Now, let me tell you some other things I experimented with. If you want to use these just as stickers, you could put these strips onto wax paper, run it through the machine, and then peel off the back of the wax paper and use it as a sticker, so it works. Or you can put it right on your plates. Now, your plates look like my plates. You can't. Or you don't want, I shouldn't say you can't. If your plates are older and marred up, don't put the washi tape on. You're not going to be able to get it off there. And it will make a mess of stuff. You want fairly clean plates or new plates to do it, because they'll be stuck on your plate until you pry them off. And I can tell you, prying them off of and taking them off of the wax paper is much easier than taking them off the plate. Plus, your plate is not in use. You have to leave it on the plate until you're ready to use it. So the wax paper, you could, you know, roll it into a little roll and leave it all there, you know, days. So your call, but I've done wax paper. I've done putting it right on the glass mat, which I was not overly impressed with. To tied up your plate the whole time. And let's see, what else did I do? The window sheet, paper. You can put this on colored paper. I tried putting it on some seafoam. It didn't look that great. I actually just threw it away. I was so disappointed in it. But you can play around with it. There's lots of fun things. You could do this strip and then, you know, take this whole strip, run it through an embossing sleeve, trim it to the size you want, and use this as a front of a card. I mean, the possibilities are endless. But we will come figure that out later. Right now, we just got to build our card, so we can see what the difference is between washi tape on window sheet versus washi tape on white paper. So you line this up. It lines up pretty good. It's amazing what happens when you give a kitten, well, she's not a kitten, she's a full-grown cat now, a large piece of grid paper to play with. She's down here laying on it, having a great time. All right, I'm making sure I've got this lined up good, and I'm going to tape this down. I'd recommend that you have something to put your pieces into when you're done, a little cup of some kind. I've got a little Pyrex or Anchor or something. Little glass bowl. Plastic bowl, whatever you have. All right, let's just set this off to the side here, because they will all start falling out. And they do fall out really nicely. They're all out. And there's that. What's nice about this also, you can take, you can actually stamp, if you wanted a black outline on all these, you can stamp on this washi tape. You need to use Stays on Black ink. It will turn your stamp pad black, which is fine. It doesn't ruin it, but you do have to use Stays on because this is not porous, so it takes that solvent to take and get through there. You could do that. You could emboss over the top of this. Like I said, that you could just sit and play with this. You just have a good time. So we're going to pick up all of our pieces. Well, I've already seen him, and I know he's going on the envelope, so I'm going to grab him. All right. But we have a couple other pieces we need. We need to die cut a piece as soon as I find it. Okay. I took it out. Just one moment here. This is interesting. I'm missing a whole die. Oh, there it is. Please don't tell me I'm missing this die. Now, you've heard me where these are the nested essential dies. This is what's actually called an irregular hexagon. Okay? That's the actual name for it. Me and my sister refer to it as the coffin die. So you can call it what you want. We call it the coffin die. But we need that. And I've got a piece of paper for that. So we need one of those. So we need one of those. And then we need to do some embossing. I have a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4, and we are going to run this through with the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. And this is plate 1 and plate 4. And this is Petunia Pop, if you didn't realize what I was using. And then I have 2 pieces of paper here. I gotta move a few things because I can't see my own notes that are no longer here because, hang on. The kitten ended up with my notes on the floor too. These are 2 pieces of Petunia Pop that are 3/4 by 4. Not very big. We're going to lay those in here too. And emboss those. And I believe that is all the embossing and die cutting we're going to do. Okay, now we got to do a tiny bit of stamping. Okay, if this is the right size, this should be 5 1/2 by 4. It is. And we need our coffin. And what we're going to stamp here in Petunia Pop in the middle of this we are going to stamp Thinking of You, and then in the middle towards the top a lot. Okay, let's build the card. So I have a piece of Petunia Pop that is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2 scored at 4 1/4. Give that a good burnish. Now this is going to go on the inside, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these 2 pieces on either side. Hang on, I need to get some ink off my fingers. Because I don't know if you can see it on there, but I can. I've blobbed that right there, but I think it'll come off later with a little sanding block, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'd recommend putting these on first because they're a little easier to put on than when they're already on the card. You can line them up easier. Because you can pick it up and push it right into the side and the corners. You could skip this step if you didn't want it. I just thought it added something a little different to the card. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and put that on the inside. Is this going to be the day? It is. It is the day. I've had it for weeks. I thought that thing was going to run out. And it is dead. But that's okay. That's going to go right in like that. I've got a little sand eraser that'll get that off if you can see it. It's just a tiniest dot. Okay. Say goodbye into the recycling, well, garbage can. But have a new one standing by. It's been sitting upside down. I even store my ones that are still in the wrapper upside down. That way, when I'm ready to use them, they are ready to go. I have a little plastic basket, my little cupboard here I keep them in. Now it's going on there. Okay, I'll leave that out for now. Oh, we'll go into the envelope. Now, if you're doing the window sheet and you're using the window sheet instead of paper, and you can use the glue still, but keep in mind it will take that window sheet a little bit to dry. It doesn't dry as fast as paper does. But we're just going to put that right there. Now we'll come back and do the inside of this card in a few minutes. But we need to do this up on Dimensionals. That's one too many. Okay. I'm lining this up in my grid. So I'll drag up a little further so you can see it. I'm using my 6-inch line there as my center. Okay. I'm just counting off to make sure I'm in the center. So I can get this. That looks good. Okay, now it's time to decorate this card. We have all these beautiful pieces here. So I know that that one's going on the inside. It may not turn out exactly the same as the one previously. It might be exactly the same. I don't know. It varies. Okay. This one I'm going to put with glue, this tall, skinny one. Put it up like that. And this one I know I want down here, like that. So I need glue there, and I need a small dimensional here. Now you can use the big ones, or you could use little ones. I may probably end up using a combination both. That looks pretty good. And this one I had coming down. I'm trying to do this one as close to the other one as possible so you guys can compare the two. And they're not going to be exactly the same. But they will be similar. So this is going to come on here like that. So it's glue here. Dimensional out here. Okay, I'm going to put this one, no, I'm going to put this one here first. Putting this one flat. And the little rosebuds here. Small dimension, no, that's going to be glue. We'll put a larger dimensional back here. Like I said, use small ones, cut them, you know, glue. To be honest, the one with the window sheet, I tried to use glue. I actually went to glue dots just because it was time saving, not waiting for glue to dry. We're still waiting for glue to dry here because you're on top of that embossing, but still not as long as it would take for the other. Ew. And I'm making a big mess. I have one right here. Excuse me, I'm cleaning this up before I end up with something all over the mess. And what you're asking what I'm doing on this glass thing, these are alcohol prep pads. They'll take glue and ink right off of these and dry almost instantly. Okay. I think I'm going to tuck this one. This one's going to come up here. Look, another one here. Like I said, you can sit and play around with these and build this any way you want. Like I said, I'm trying to get this close to how I had it previously, just so you guys can compare the window sheet, what the white looks like versus window sheet. That's not the way, when I started out designing this is what I originally was going to do, but I thought that would be sort of nice. Put this one down here, and I don't want one of these big ones I'm going to put on the front, and I'm going to tuck that right there. Okay, now on the inside, I've saved one little piece of greenery. I'm going to do this one slightly different on the inside. Since I do have a little blob of ink, I'm going to make a trail of flowers. Which will look a little different, but it takes care of my little ink blob without trying to do the sand eraser. So I just made a little trail of flowers. Okay, we're not done quite yet. Need some bling on this. So I decided I made a tiny little bow. This is the silver and white ribbon. Got me a little glue dot. And I'm going to tuck it right alongside, not on top, but right alongside the little die cut there. A little adhesive sticking out. That's where you take your pick tool or some kind of thing, works really well. And then I looked at the set of what I wanted on here, and I am just using basic rhinestones, small ones, not big ones. And I'm going to put on here 3. About like that. So that is the card for today. Now, so this is the one with white paper. I'll hold this up so you can see the white paper. This is the one with vellum. So I'll put them side by side and holding them up so you can see. The colors with the white paper are more brilliant and brighter. They're not as muted as with the vellum. And you can't see the white glue dots unless you use totally all white card. So you can make up your own mind. Now, so I did that one. I want to do a comparison with the same color. I had already done this before. I made one out of strawberry slush, out of white paper. That's when I decided I wanted to redo this card with white, so you guys could see what the difference is with the same color. So you'll have to decide what you like, you know, what is your favorite, you know, method. Like I said, they both work. It's if you're doing, I would say if I was doing a totally white card, I would probably use the window sheets. If I'm going to use colored cardstock, I'd go white sheets. They both work, but that would be my preference. But I like them. Tell me what you think, window sheet or not. Or my theory is you know, use window sheet if you're using all white and colored if you're white if you're using all colored paper. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. I think it's a really great set. I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to start showing my scrapbooking on here, and I'm sure I'll use this set as just as stickers as well, putting it on wax paper. So anything. So thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time. Tell me what you like. If you like the window sheet, or do you like just the white? You like Strawberry Slush or Petunia Pop? And I'll tell you, you could put any. I've actually thought about actually putting Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock with that particular set. I think would be awful gorgeous too. So thank you for joining me, and everybody have a wonderful day.